Well, welcome back. Happy New Year. How much building do we get done over Christmas?
Well, you had a couple weeks off.
I had weeks off, but it turned out family was more involved than building. Although we did get family out here. Got my sister and her husband out. They helped us set all the rivets on the flap-gap fairings on the left wing. So if that falls off, we can blame Sherry and Chris for that. But we did get a new signature on the airplane for the work that they did. So we did get some building in over Christmas, but it wasn't as much as I hoped. But you know what? It's time we got to kick this into high gear.
So what is that going to be like? The New Year's resolution?
Oh, I hate New Year's resolutions. It's our airplane resolution because a lot of big things are coming quick, and I really don't want to have an engine and avionics sitting in a box in the garage just laughing at us. I would rather get to the point where we can install them shortly after they arrive, and we've got a lot of work to do.
Yep, it's time to get going.
So I did, towards the end of the year, I think it was November, that I was doing the math, and it's like, if the engine's coming in May, I know that there was a long lead time in the Firewall Forward Kit, mainly with the exhaust. So I called Vans and asked them what was the lead time. You remember what they told us?
That some of the stuff they had on hand, but a couple of the big parts, it was going to be 6 to 8 months.
It was, for the bulk of the kit, they wanted 6 to 8 weeks lead time. Now, granted, we don't need any of this stuff right now. So 6 to 8 weeks lead time for the bulk of the Firewall Forward Kit, and then the exhaust was 8 months lead time.
Yeah, so we were thinking, okay, it's going to be a while before they ship the kit.
And I'm thinking 8 months, that's about perfect. So that would be about shortly after the engine arrives. Okay, maybe I should have done it a month earlier to really make sure we had it by the time the engine came. But, it's like, we can work with this. 8 months, perfect, order it, do that. And, they said that they would take my credit card and then charge most of it when the 6 to 8 weeks mark hit and they shipped it. Then they would charge the rest for the exhaust. So it's like, okay, financially, I have the money in the right spot for that. And then we placed the order, and about 6-7 days later, a charge hits my credit card for the full amount.
And I was like, we got the receipt in the email, and I was like, I thought it was going to be a while before that shipped.
So short story, the 6 to 8 months for the exhaust and everything, we had everything on our doorstep 10 days after order.
I was like, well, I guess we need to find a place to put it all.
Yeah, so we had to do inventory of the Firewall Forward Kit, and we got everything we needed. We did delete some stuff that we're going custom with some hoses and stuff later, but nothing significant. But it's pretty much a straightforward Firewall Forward Kit. The only thing I forgot to delete that we should have was the battery, because we are going to go with a EarthX battery. But so I have an extra battery here. As it turns out, it's just basically a standard RV, not flying RV, but the 4-wheel drive around town RV 12-volt battery. So I'm actually going to repurpose it for our lawnmower to do things. So it's a $140 battery. It's not or $120. You can buy them on Amazon if you need to. So it's nothing special. So I'm not even going to waste the time or the money to send it back. But yeah, so our 8-month wait time turned into less than 10 days. And Firewall Forward Kit is here in its entirety. Spinner, baffle kits, hoses, exhaust, a whole bunch of stuff. It came quick.
It did.
So I don't know. I mean, one, this is a good sign for Vans overall that they are back to business as usual and are shipping things out pretty quickly. I'm sure a lot of the actual kits, and especially quick build kits, are still going to take longer than 10 days to arrive on your doorstep. But for those of us who started when we did, where we're so used to like 18-month and 2-year lead times and everything being delayed, it's kind of interesting to see things moving up and coming quicker. It's good for the longevity of vans to know that the support for this airplane will be there long term. To be honest, I never really worried that we wouldn't be able to support this airplane long term. Maybe there's a couple days in there.
There were a few days.
Where we're like, what's going on? But so it was inconvenient because I didn't have the money in the right spot at the right time. So I had to hustle to move things around to cover that. I think it was $14,000 was the Firewall Forward Kit all in.
Something like that.
But that's the last kit that we need. So we physically have everything airframe here in our possession. I would say in our garage, but half of it's in the storage unit. But in our possession that we need. The only thing we're missing is engine and avionics.
Oh, we don't need an engine to have
Well, pop quiz, you should be able to.
Like, what are we missing?
Yeah. Now, they did reach out to us, again, towards the end of the year, offering us an earlier engine slot because, and we declined. It made no sense for us to get it earlier. So the best I can tell from talking to the people we know at Vans Aircraft, and this is all official stance stuff, this is not inside special knowledge, is Vans Aircraft has reserved slots with Lycoming to build certain engines at certain times for certain reasons. And they have assigned builders who put their deposits down, their slots based upon when they ordered. So it's all, whoever ordered first gets the earliest slot and so forth. In the event someone really says, I don't want my slot, they back out, they do whatever, and there's an open slot available, or Lycoming through non-van stuff has an additional slot that they want to make available, then Vans Aircraft is reaching out to people trying to see, does anybody want to move up earlier? So there are those opportunities to move up earlier if it's present. Vans did send out a survey asking builders who would be interested in an earlier slot to let them know, and that was just to make it easier for them so they didn't have to call 100 different builders and get 99 no's for one yes.
It's also dependent on whether you're Thunderbolt or non-Thunderbolt.
Kind of. Thunderbolt, non-Thunderbolt are on separate lines, and they have a separate list of slots. So you cannot exchange a Thunderbolt to a non-Thunderbolt. You can't mix and match. Once you choose Thunderbolt or down the factory line, you get your slot and you're within that swim lane. If you were to say, okay, I don't want Thunderbolt and I want to change, you will go to the back of the line. So it really makes no sense to do that unless you have plenty of time and you want to save that money. But for us, I think our engine's going to be smooth and no big deal. And as soon as we get closer to our build date, I'll probably book a flight up to Pennsylvania, and it should be during the summer, hopefully. At least it won't be in the middle of the winter. At least it won't be snowing on the ground when I go. But I would like to go up there and meet with Lycoming and our friends as they actually build our engine and see it in progress.
Yeah.
So Firewall Forward Kit, yep, it came quick. No major mods to the Firewall. We are doing the big thing that we omitted was the control cables, because we're going with the center console. So we'll need to go and order those control cables here eventually. McFarlane is where a lot of people go, but there's another company out there, I think it's California Push Pull, that's doing a less expensive version, and I think the quality is worth considering. I think it's good. I haven't heard anything bad about them. I just know McFarlane is the kind of the de facto standard. So we'll make that decision here soon because we will be getting to it. So that's our saga on the Firewall Forward Kit. I hope your New Year's is going well and as fun as ours is.
See you next time on 14 Victor Echo.